Bethany TV, for health. Bethany TV, for health.
Our dear viewers, you are most welcome to yet another exciting episode of The Code. Today, we're going to have a very exciting topic, just as we've always had. And we're having very exciting guests, very exciting panelists today. And we hope it's going to be an exciting show tonight. My name is Chula Philemon. I am a parent. I am a tax consultant professionally. And today I'm here as your host. You're most welcome. I am joined by my usual guest, my usual panelist, Mr. Livingstone.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I am well, thank you. Good to be here again. Good evening, viewers. It is amazing to be on The Code, where we talk men.
Good. We have a very learned guest on the show. He's Mr. Mwanguzi Wilson. He's a doctor. He has had so many books. Yes. He's had many books. He's a lecturer. He's a pastor. He is everything.
He's a husband.
He's a husband. He's a musician. Mr. Mwanguzi.
Yes.
You are most welcome.
Glad to be here. I love your name, Chula. Very unique. My first time hearing it.
Really? Wow.
Good.
I'm glad to be here.
Yes. Say hi to our viewers.
Yes. Greetings, all of you. Good evening. I've been mentioned my name. I'm glad to be here. And I hope you're going to have a great discussion.
Well, thank you so much. Yes. So, if you're there, you are a father, definitely a parent. Come close. You're a husband, sembera kumpi. And you're a wife. Please come close, or collect husband from where he is and share with him a link. Tell him to tune in if he's not with you. If he's abroad, tell him to tune in. Whatever we're going to discuss today is very insightful. We're having a very bold topic tonight, and you're going to enjoy the topic. For those ones, remember we always tell you that this show is to discuss the relevancy of the opinions of men, how men think, how men go about certain challenges, how men go about the diversity of the world, how men think. So if you're a woman there and you hear one of the gentlemen here discuss something that you don't agree with, please just accept. Men come from Mars, women come from Venus.
Yes.
We don't think from the same planet. We come from different planets. So today, our topic is the challenges that men, being a husband and a father, go through. But most boldly, what does it take to be a father, and what does it take to be a husband? We have so many men out there that to date, they are grappling with the fact that they do not know, they can't distinguish what it takes to be a man, what it takes to be a husband, what it takes to be a father. And you find people mix quite a lot of things together to meet up these expectations. So I'm starting with Mr. Livingstone, my usual panelist.
Thank you, sir.
What are those roles that explain who a father is and who a husband is? Let's start with a father.
Wow, thank you so much. Good evening, viewers, once again. You know, being a father and a husband is responsibility in a nutshell. Huge, huge responsibility. And I think if you're maybe a single man and you're watching us, you need to know that, you know, there are people who have been writing resolutions and they want to get married this year, they want to have children this year. But I want to caution you that being either father or husband is a big, big responsibility that you're taking upon yourself. You know, for you to appreciate where you're going, it is better for you to understand what is there before you actually get there.
What it takes to be there.
What it takes to be there.
Good.
Yes. Yeah, so there is a lot. Yeah, there's a lot that really makes a father and a husband. Today we have fathers that are actually not fathers. Yes, we have people who are husbands and they're actually not.
So what
in the real sense.
What does it take now to be a father?
Now, this is what it takes to be a father. First of all, as I said, it is responsibility. You need to be a person who is going to take responsibility of being a father and a husband. You see that? Yes. You know, being a father and a husband, it is not purely just getting a woman and then you have children together and then life continues.
You see, why I'm insisting, there is a man out there who thinks waking up in the morning, go work, come back in the evening, sleep, have children in the house, you have a wife. That is all it takes to be a husband, and they are a husband. And they are a father. Yes.
Well, there is one thing that you need to know, that being a husband or a father has a lot of things around you. You have a lot of other people in the picture. It is not purely you. It is the people around you that make you a father and a husband. Yes. So you have a wife in the picture who makes you a husband. You see that? Now there are responsibilities that come with that wife.
Okay.
Very important. But also being a father, you see that you having a child does not make you a father. Yes. Now, there is a lot attached to this child that makes you a father.
So I want to understand from Mr. Mwanguzi.
Yes.
We've had scenarios where we've had homes where women are the leaders, and such homes have husbands. Have men actually. We've had such homes where the woman is providing for the home. Ceteris paribus on what happened to the man. Could be unemployment, lost a job recently, or things like that. But it's the woman providing. And gradually the woman is taking up the position of of the man in the house. So I want to understand, even with such roles as a man taken away from a man, what does it take to be a husband in such a scenario, or even outside that scope? Yes, a husband and a father.
Okay. I think you have brought a topic I love discussing, especially of late, having seen such issues.
We are the code
that we are grappled with in everywhere. If you look at the news, I'll begin having a theological background. I'll borrow a Hebrew word for the word husband, which means which the word is ashba. Ashba means husband, someone who put the house, who bands the house together. What is banding? House banding, householding, house tighting. I'm borrowing from the Hebrew word, the word ashba. Now you find that that word husband or even fatherhood has been changing with time, with the dispensations. The roles have been diverted. The changes have been many because of the, but the original would be looking at from the word household. Now, to have the ability to band, to hold the house together, in others to qualify to be a husband, definitely it requires a lot.
So what are those challenges that come with that?
And before we talk of the challenges, and I wouldn't, should we say what we call challenges are actually what defines a man?
Definitely.
It's like it's a must. I would think it is traditional, the way we define it, but also you find that it is household. If the whole theological perspective brings in the fact that you are supposed to be, to hold the house together, Ashba, you're supposed to be a house band, you band the house together. That one calls for a role of having a wider perspective in the views.
Good.
It kinds of, when you hear household, big, however big, that's something big. You see an element of strength. You see an element of vigorousness. You find an element of wisdom. You find an element of alertness. You find an element of awakeness. You have to be awake. You have to be readiness. You find an element of, you know, there is no opportunity for a man to slumber.
Right.
Because you are given a big role, both traditionally and because in most cases when you define a man in the normal language, you may think it is defined traditionally, but when we go even to the original meaning, the roles are almost the same. No opportunity to slumber. You have to be keen, you have to be awake, you have to be alert, you have to be ready to protect your household, to guard it, to pray for it, to protect it, to provide for it. To me, that even the Hebrew word, that's where it takes us. House banding.
So in the instance that we have a parent who is not that alert, does that stop him from being a husband or a father?
You see, the definition keeps changing depending on the level of understanding and knowledge. But it's always important to revisit the origin. No, that was the origin.
Yes, I understand. It dates back
Now, looking at the current situation, definitely it is not as it is meant to be. Because things have changed. I remember when I was growing up, you see, every young man, when you want to grow up, there are things you want to happen on your body.
Pastor, we are going to get to the changes, how we've evolved to modern lifestyle of fathering and being a husband. So, Mr. Livingston, I want to understand, according to his explanation, according to how he's opening up, being a father is more or less being the solid person, is a provider, he's a leader. You pray for your family.
Right.
You are the epitome of prayer in your home.
You are the priest, actually.
You are the priest in your home.
You are.
And once it goes wrong with a priest, then the house is down. Something like that.
You are the problem.
And you're the sole provider. So does it mean, am I right to say that if even when a man is not providing, he still remains the provider in the house? Or there are instances that the day I lose my job, I am not a husband or I'm not a father.
Thank you so much. You see, I love where he's coming from. I loved the different words that he kept on mentioning, the alertness. But you see, I can conclude it in one, that a husband must be present across.
Okay.
You must be present across. Yes, despite the challenges at hand. Now, whether you're able to provide or not, you see that because we live in a world where there are quite a couple of things that happen. You lose a job, you know, things happen and you're not able to, or you have a wife who earns more than you, that does not make you less of a husband. Or it doesn't take away the role of providing for your family. You will still provide. So there's some parameters to this, and then it could call for understanding of the different situations at play at a particular moment in life.
I beg to understand.
So, yes.
So what are some of those challenges
Now,
that an incoming husband-to-be is yet to face? And by the way, our viewers, when we say challenges, we are not attaching it a negative connotation. There is a positive connotation to it. So when you say challenges, don't say, hey, so when I enter marriage, I'm only going to interface with the negative. No, there are a lot of benefits that accrue being a husband and being and being a father, isn't it? So it's not like it has a negative connotation when you say challenges. When you say challenges, we even attach it a positive connotation. So Livingstone, those challenges that a man has to encounter, yes, to become the husband in the home, yes, to become the man in the house, to become the father in the house. You already mentioned some.
That's true.
But I wanted to go deep. I wanted to give me the Afrocentric perspective
Yes.
of being. I'm coming to Mr. Mwanguzi. Yes, and it's unfortunate a bit that I have both.
Afrocentric and
my people here
Eurocentric.
are all pastors, so expect a lot of theology.
Yeah.
So on the Afrocentric bit, you shall also delve into the other angle. What do you think are those challenges that you have to encounter as a man to be called a real man?
Yeah, thank you so much. Now, I love where you're coming from. Yeah, now, being a husband and a father is very, very challenging. But you see, it works for your good as a man because that is what makes you. It is what makes you who you are.
Good.
Yes. Number one, first of all, when you look at some of the roles that we play as men, for example, providing, you see that. It is very, very, very challenging, especially in the times we are in. When you look back in the days, it was very easy, you know, to provide because you have like 10 acres of land, you take the entire family until the ground. So it was possible to, you know, to make ends meet, unlike today. Today there is a lot of, you know, life has evolved a lot.
You sold Muzei's land, you bought border borders.
You bought a border. You have to make sure you go toiling every other day and make sure there is bread on the table for your family. You have no excuses around it. So you'll have to provide. They need school fees, they need shelter, they need medical care. It is all pointing at you.
So as a man, there's no point you should say, see the school fees.
Not at all.
They shouldn't
You
be.
must find a way out. Yes, you must find a way out. And then when it comes to raising up a family, raising up children today, we have men that have failed at raising up children. And that is why we have very naughty kids today, spoiled men. Why? Because they say charity begins at home. We have very many absentee fathers. You see that. Some of us grow up. It was by the grace of God. Our fathers were never present in our lives. You see that. I can count the times I encountered my father when I was growing up. You see that.
So as a man, be ready to meet.
As a man,
to meet
let me tell you, there are
such.
these forces of change out there. There are these forces of modernity that come and confront your children. So you're competing with the world out there. You're competing with Facebook. You're competing with YouTube. You're competing with Google. You see that. I was recently speaking to my wife. My son has a phone. So I told my son, please leave mommy's phone. You will dump it on the floor and break it. And he did something that was very, very disgusting. You see that. So we tried, we were interested. Where is this boy picking this from? You see that. And then it is a random other child that he had connected with. You see that. So you're trying to mold your family in a better way that you think is upright to them. But on the other side, there are also other forces. Because I am here now, I am not with my son. So I don't know who they are talking to, who is speaking to their life. You see that? So at the end of the day, when this boy grows up, I am going to be blamed. You see that?
So as a father,
what does this mean?
Even
that
your
we have a
availability is
challenge,
part of the roles.
you must be available.
Availability is part of the roles as a father.
Yes, exactly. If you want your child to walk in your footsteps, to depict the kind of dad you are, because we're going to look at you, Philemon, and we look at the kind of father who raised you up.
Good.
You see that? If he was battering your mother, that is what you're going to do. If he was absent, you're going to be absent. We have men who don't want to stay at home.
Good.
You see
Thank
that?
you, thank you, Mr. Livingston.
So it's very
we're going for a short commercial break. When we come back, Livingston has taken us through the few challenges that as a man you should be expectant of as you enter the institution of marriage. As a husband, you're going to be as a husband, you're going to be a father. But also most importantly, when we come back, Mr. Mwanguzi is going to take us through how do you juggle these challenges as a man from the different types of men. A boda boda man down there in Chirombe, yes. A CEO in a bank that has no time, that is always on the plane. And different economic levels of husband.
A tax consultant.
High tax consultant.
Who is balancing taxes?
Okay, thank you. After the break.
Yeah.
Bethany TV for health. It's the back to school moment. As Bethany TV, we know the hustle you're going through to get the children back to school. Starting 15th January 2024, win a Shule pack on Bethany TV with Bethany Mwalimu. It's super easy and exciting. Look out for Bethany Mwalimu anytime on Bethany TV. Be the first caller, tell us your name, school and class. He will then ask you a science and health related question. If you answer correctly, you'll win yourself a Shule pack full of scholastic materials, including a ream of paper, books, sanitary pads if you are a girl, pens, mathematical sets, powder milk, some grab, juice, laundry and bathing soap, toilet paper and so much more. Just keep watching Bethany TV and watch out for Bethany Mwalimu to win a Shule bag. Bethany TV for health. The higher life. The era of the world revolution with Apostle Dr. David Kunowa and Pastor Rita Bella Kunowa of Rivers of Life Assembly International, Boston, Massachusetts, USA. Streaming every Tuesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. East African Standard Time with the incorruptible, incomparable, and revolutionizing life-transforming Word of God. Only on Bethany TV for health. Showing on Bethany TV.
Why do we get sick?
That lack of knowledge is it's a very, very big problem.
What can we do to avoid becoming sick?
From hospital and you're fine, you don't disappear. Come back after 6 days. We do an assessment. How is your blood pressure? How are you doing? How are you coping up with motherhood?
Here's an opportunity to learn about some of the common illnesses and how to avoid them.
Don't overuse your knee joint.
Buli muntu yenna aina obulwadde obwa diabetes, obwa pressure, yetaaga eye check-up.
Get all your health questions answered by a health expert.
Only on the new series of Health and Wellness. Every Saturday, 8 p.m. live on Bethany TV with your host, Dorothy Ainembabazi. Bethany TV for health.
Yes, our dear viewers, welcome back for the second segment of The Code. And also, most importantly, welcome back from NAM. Welcome back from G77 plus China. I think it's done, or it's almost, but the presidential is done, I think, where the presidents meet. Welcome back from, what's the other one? IGAD. IGAD, yes. Welcome back from IGAD. And lastly, welcome back from the Speakers Conference. We've had quite a number of summits.
Things happening.
Yeah, a lot.
We are so busy.
The last time I checked on Entebbe Airport, I was not there physically. The last time I checked on Entebbe Airport, I had to be overly convinced that that is Uganda.
The traffic was so much.
No, the beauty at the airport. Oh my God, the beauty at the hotel. This what is it called? Munyonyo. I needed to be convinced so many times to believe that is Uganda.
This is Uganda.
Yes.
We have work.
And there was no dust on Entebbe Road.
Not at all.
It was raining on Entebbe Road.
True.
This side, akasana ngokawulire mfufu ojiwulira. Welcome back, our dear viewers, to The Code. We're still into our topic, what it takes to be a father, what it takes to be a husband today. If you're out there grappling with the styles of management in your home to best describe who a father should be and who a husband should be, please, today you're picking quite a number of points to take home. Mr. Mwangs, where we left from, is it different to be a Mufuna-Mpola father? For the English audience, Mufuna-Mpola is low-income earners. For a low-income earner husband and a father, I want those two variables to move together. And also a father and a husband who is a senior marketing consultant in Kampala. Not always home. What I want in principle is a father who is taken up by his work, overly occupied, with a father who is available but can't sufficiently provide. How do you think these people should handle their families when it comes to challenges that arise from marriage?
You see, depending on the way...
have you been a Mufuna-Mpola before? I could be asking a wrong person.
No. I've been both. That's why I'm bringing that perspective.
Yes, I know you're a rich man now, but have you been on the other side?
I've been there before.
Okay.
And what I should say, you see, I grew up from old school. You see, two perspectives come in play right now. In old school, we were raised in militant, we had a militant training of living. So you find that today, based on how you were brought up, what you call challenges today are no longer challenges to others.
Right.
If you notice, now back to the question, directly to the question, when I was just starting to earn, right from before I even got married, being a pastor, I grew up, I was raising up so many young people around me, helping them in this and this. And I used to be invited in singles conferences to advise these young people how to do it. From the time when I didn't have where to stay, I was still staying in someone else's roof. I started training myself not to go back empty-handed. I started within my means.
Good.
And I determined in life.
And that was deliberate.
Exactly. I intended it. It was very intentional. Because I wanted to grow up a responsible person. Now, this one didn't have anything to do with the husband. But then I made sure I buy something within my means. You see, I keep telling people, if you can't afford chips and chicken at your level, popcorns can make many friends. And popcorns are cheap. If there is something that can share amongst many, popcorns. I have a list of them, a sign that I've been there and I've used them. A jackfruit is very cheap, but it makes very many people, friends. How about a sugar cane? It is also tall. That quite Now, I disciplined myself in those areas. I made sure at least I don't have money to buy the food or the sauce, but I can buy a sugar cane to go back and share with the people at home.
Living within your means.
I'm telling you, I was living within my means. The element that was coming out was, I want to be a responsible husband. And I want to tell you, for the last more than 12 years I've been in marriage, I've never had an issue providing for my family in what they need. Because responsibility had been groomed in me, I intended to be responsible. So sometimes intentionality comes to play. You have to intend to be the man you're supposed to do. Do you need to first be a husband? No. Even a young man out there watching, train yourself within your means. No one can't afford to be responsible if they intend to be. Even to provide.
The challenges are quite unique. Of being a mufunampola husband and being a rich dad and a rich husband. The challenges are quite unique.
Right.
A rich man is not grappling with issues of school fees, not grappling issues of rent, but there are definitely challenges he's interfacing as a husband, and as a husband first, maybe time.
I'm coming there.
Emotional appearance, and as a father, you know, yes.
You see, I've been there. Now let me come to this side.
Where you are.
Recently, I was moving with one of my daughters. And I told her, escort me to town. I need to get something. So on the way back, she told me, Dad, you really, really love your family. I said, I was interested to know why. That she said, I love my family. Yeah, do you know what she told me? Said, the way you shop for us, but also she added, and what she added was more interesting to me. She added, even when you take long, now that taking long, when you do it too much and take us to better places. Now that was mine. Because the busier you become, the more you go up, the more limited the time you are. Right. But you always have to find time to make sure your family feels you. Because this is a challenge to all busy husbands and fathers out there. The easiest thing is to lose your family even when you are the father of them.
What your daughter was saying, there are times you're not able to.
That is it, to be available.
And the times you're able to, you overly do it.
I make sure they feel my presence.
Good.
I make sure, in fact, I put means. Last time I didn't celebrate my birthday. And I told them, you know what? I'm busy, I'm away. But I sent the money to the mother. And I told her, tell the girls to call all their friends. And I want them to do a video, to make a cake, to celebrate my birthday on my behalf. So that they feel my presence.
In your absence.
In my absence. So it is undeniable that... It is very undeniable that you can be so busy to be present. But there are so many means today on how to be present. And those means are available, and they are not so much expensive. You intend, because there's nothing as bad as not being felt with your family.
So being available is not physically being available all the time.
No way.
You can be away, but you are available in the life of your children and wife.
Yes. Recently, I went to a gift shop.
As you conclude.
And I told these people of Jude Color something.
Jude Color Solution.
I said, no, they do for me those beautiful cups and flasks. Put the year, Daddy's love, to Emerald. Daddy's love too. And they are the cups they are using to drink. Each time they are holding the cup and they are drinking, I'm available, I'm present. Daddy's love.
They are drinking an impartation.
You see?
Good. Thank you, Mr. Mwanguzi.
For what you did.
Thank you. I'm going to pick quite a lot of things from you. You've been married for how many years? 12.
Yeah.
Been married for the last 7 years. Livingstone is the youngest.
I am 5 this year.
Q5 this year.
Yeah. Okay.
Something I forgot, very important. We've had so many summits this year. This year and last year, and so many other things. And one of the most important that happened is me becoming a Salongo.
Yes, Salongo last year.
Yes.
So, father to both of us.
A father to both of you. Mr. Livingstone, there's been a thought among so many men out there that a role of being a man is being overly involved in working for your family, for your children and wife. Some men even go an extent of saying, I'm sending my family to Dubai to have a trip, to have a treat for holidays. Me, I'm not able to be with them because I'll be working. Men have had, this is coming from men, yes? Men have had a thought that to be a man is firstly to provide, to die in work, to overly occupy your mind with everything that is concerned about your family. And so my point is there a way men should also, do even men have personal life? And if they do have personal life, how can a man strike a balance between their personal life with the roles exercised, being a father and a husband? Yes.
Wow, thank you so much. I'll start where you started. Yes. You see, we can be so busy. And you see, it is good to work for your family. But you see, there is a lot about your family that money cannot do or that money cannot fulfill. Yes. We've seen homes where people or fathers are loaded, but their marriage, their family is in tatters. Very disintegrated, very split.
So as a man,
so much as the money is equally important, you see that, but it just takes a percentage of it. There are many other things. He spoke about availability. You see, the moments that you share your family are the moments that your children are going to live to recount. Every other time, they'll remember the way. You see, recently...
Yes, Livingstone, that is being with your children. But I mean, as a man, do you need personal life? Do you need a personal time as a man?
As a man, you need personal...
You're away from being a husband, even if it is a second, you're away from being a father. Or it is not needed. All you have to do is, all the time, you're dug deep into being available for your children, providing for your children, providing for your wife, being available for your wife, and things of a sort.
Well, as a man, you can have me time to reflect. Good. Yes, me time to reflect on, the plans of your family and a couple of other things.
Does it have psychological benefits and other benefits?
Of course, it has psychological benefits in a way. But the reason you take off time is to benefit the people around you, to become more refreshed. Exactly, more productive, to be more resourceful to the people around you. That is why you take off time and then refresh and
regenerate.
Exactly. So that when you go back, you're not overly stressed.
Good.
Yes. Good. So at the end of the day, it is your family that is going to benefit from your me time.
Mr. Mwanguzi, what are the scenarios where you've balanced well between your personal life and exercising these roles as a parent and as a husband? Or you don't? So your time is family? Family.
The busier you become, the more secret you require.
Okay.
And that is because there's no way you're going to work on things, juggle on this and the other if you don't. It is at that time where men need a lot of time to reflect, to think, to relax, a lot of peace. There's a time you come back. For example, I left home. I'm going to go back. I'm very sure they are all waiting for me. There's this little one there. She will jump. There are even times, but sometimes you are so tired. What I do, or what I did, is when I come, there is always a routine I have. I come, sit on my chair like this. I let everyone come, jump, jump, jump. They know. I just conditioned it. I give it like 30 minutes. You see, I've always told...
That is to pronounce your availability.
My availability.
Wendy.
Good. And everyone has fought me. Sometimes it's good when I find them resting, but I always find time away. That is something very important.
I think also that benefits you to know who is not doing well.
Definitely.
Who is distressed.
Yes.
He's the person that will remain in the bedroom. And before you know it, there are only these ones playing and the third one is not available.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, the busier you become, the more you want to rest. And that's the truth. So for me, when it is time to rest, it is time to rest. And I don't play in my resting place. I don't know, it became as it is just part of me that I don't even want to wake someone who is resting. Me, I respect time for rest because it is where I pick my energy and my next step comes from there. Even being a pastor, I always need that sacred time. So there is where the wife helps me a lot to go into even other things. Now, both of us being busy people, there was a time, sorry, let me bring in this. There was a time when we are all of us pursuing our doctorates and we could just come back. The children are not feeling us. We are away. You know, someone is here busy for research and another is there busy for research. You're just looking at each other. I remember my wife telling me, but you are present, but it's like you're not present. We don't see you, but they see me every day. I come back every day, but they can't access me.
You can be physically available.
But when you're not present, that's also something very important. Yes, you're not present.
You're emotional away.
You are away. You are taken away. You are there. By the way, you could even, sometimes they need that emotional. So what I did is that I said, but you swim. My wife is a good swimmer. I told her, you're going to teach me. So I said, now I need to swim with the girls. I don't know how to swim, but I'll play in the water with them so that they have me feel,
You're not alone.
Yes.
You're not alone. We are so many.
Yes, I'm telling you. So it is. We have to accept it. We can't run away from it. The world has become so busy that you can make so many things disappear away from you. But you try to juggle here and there. But resting is very important. If, however busy, you see, it is also dangerous to be a sacrifice to your family. You know you are sacrificed. And I keep telling some wives, I keep advising women out there that don't sacrifice your husband. You are the one who is losing. She keeps busy working for all of you. At times, be of hope. Tone them down. Calm them down. Keep a cool environment. Let them relax around you. Sometimes it is women to guard us away from the noisy children, however good and loving, would like to be present with them.
So, Mr. Livingstone, we've discussed the me time,
Right.
but in the perspective of being a husband and also being a father. But then I want to believe that as your wife, your second in principle in your home, they need that particular time that is not the family time. That is the time you and her. My wife sometimes tells me, it is only the two of us.
In fact, most wives...
Yes, and it is not like she doesn't love our children, but Simanyi, you're going to do, you are going to help us with that. But how important is it to also have me time, as we explained, but to have a time that is you, not family, that is you and your better half, and how important it is?
I know she's watching, and I think this is something we discussed last week.
You're going to Mombasa?
I know she's watching. Yeah, you see, I am a person, I'm a family man. Yes, and people know me for that. I love my wife, I love my children. And trust me, every time we've gone out, we go out. I take my family out. Very important. If you're out there, please make time for your family.
For family?
Yes.
Children, wife?
All of us.
Yes, that's what, yeah, children plus wife.
Children, house help, everyone. We go out.
Okay.
But you see, recently she told me, but, well, it has been on. She told me, but don't you think we need time, just me and you, to go out? You see that? Now, I've been, from last year, I was like, well, this is something that you do when you're dating. But then when you get into the mix-up of family, it is something that you either drop or you don't drop, but you forget. Then you assume you're all adults,
going forward.
You're occupied, you know. And you see, you'll be with us somewhere, but not with that intentionality that you spoke about. But you see, you need to be intentional that today, I am just going to be with my spouse and we are going to be out. And trust me, when was it? Last week. on I think Friday or Thursday. Yes, in the evening, I had to take away my car somewhere for repair service, and then I went with her away somewhere, and we had some time together. We had dinner out together.
That is where some people take children to the judges.
And trust, yeah, exactly.
And be left with the house alone.
Alone. You see that? And trust me, I think we just need a build up on that. So it is a culture that we need to cultivate. That at least once a month, you take your spouse out. You see that? Even if it means sleeping out, it is not a must that you should sleep at home. Go sleep out in a hotel, travel, just you and your spouse.
Can I add something on that, please?
Please, yes.
Yes, doctor.
I was
365 days you're sleeping in your bed.
In your bed. You want to go and experience another bed.
If there is,
somewhere.
If there is anything that doesn't want routine, that can be boring, marriage can be boring. Honest truth.
Good.
It needs workout. Reflection.
Speaking to that man coming.
Yes.
Very boring.
Yes, it can be.
It can be.
Depending on
if
how
you're not intentional.
Depending on how you press the buttons. You see, there's a time when I clearly saw my wife nga alinga akoya abana. Nga bamukunyiza nnyo. I'm telling you, she's really tired. She just needs time away. I sat down and said, no, but she needs to some hotel away. Some hotel away. What I'm saying, I even sat with friends of mine. They are watching. They know and they see me. I said, no, I need to do something. Let me tell you, there are times I've wanted me to be away, and we've always agreed. Sometimes she wants her time alone away, not even with me.
Good.
Time with you alone.
As
time
men,
with
we should respect that.
Yes.
And as women should also respect that.
Yes.
To go and,
it is very important. Very.
And at times they want
so
to
you need the me time.
Yes.
You need the time with you and your wife. You need time as family.
That is it.
Incredible.
I love that.
That is it. Because, you know,
than me alone, without her.
Marriage is not a one-night stand. This is something permanent.
This is for
I
life.
mean, how are you going to say 30 years you're with someone, banange? You need that time.
We're having a
that
minute.
time.
Very much.
We're having a minute to each of us.
It is not a prison.
It is not. It should be interesting.
Marriage should be interesting. It's not a prison. There are challenges that come to being a man, to being a husband and a father. The challenges that come to being a mother and a wife. And they're quite different. And challenges are there. Yeah. Now, lastly, just in a minute, as we close, Mr. Livingstone, what should be some of the strategies that a man should put in place to be emotionally available?
Emotionally
available. Remember, he said, you don't have to physically be available for you to be available.
Yeah.
And you can be physically available and yet not available.
Yeah.
So now it takes us to emotions. How can you be emotionally available in less than a minute?
Number one, gift your family. Gift your family when you are away. Give them a call. Give them a call. There are times when I just call to speak to my son. How are you? I'm a distance away. He's like, Daddy, I'm fine. I'm happy. So give them a call. Yes. And also play with them.
Mr. Mwanguzi, what are those strategies that you used in the last 20 years to be available and yet not physically available?
Thank God for social media. It is always funny. Up to now, I will not be surprised when I live here and on the phone they have those voices. Mommy knows how to use the phone with the children, and you find messages. It's me, Eliana. It's me, Emerald. It's me, Elshiba. And then I begin to laugh. They put on all that. See, that's one of the ways they feel you're present wherever you are.
Are they watching?
Yeah, they should be watching.
Good.
And so that's one of the ways. Number two, the calling. Communication is very important. Everywhere you are. There is a time I remember when I used to call like 5 times. Where are you? How are you? Can you give me so that I talk? You keep present. They feel, oh, she's really present.
Thank you.
Another, I have people, sometimes I send representatives. And say if you can pass by there, no mbuliza ku bantu abo something or sending something in the times when you're going to be away, when you're not going to be present. One of the things I've made sure, you see, every time you let someone lack, they begin to think and miss you a lot.
That's true.
So I make sure the first thing, nothing is lacking at home.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Mwanguzi. Our dear viewers, thank you for today. Thank you for turning up for the code, to viewers for the code. We've had a very exciting topic. I've picked quite a number of them. Today I've learned you can be available and yet not available. I have learned that as a parent, whether you're broke or not, you can provide the little that you have within your means. And you're a father that is not always available. You can be available when you're not available. You can be emotionally available. As a dad, do not overly die into the roles. There are times you can have your me time as a husband, as a father, and it is for the benefit of your family, not you alone, even for your family. Your family needs you when you're refreshed, young, and energetic. Thank you so much. Till next week, we're having a very exciting topic next week. Please, please, do not miss Monday. Thank you so much. Nice evening.